Good evening, Kepler, 504 Central Avenue here in Bradley Beach. What kind of an upside down clown world are we living in? I'm watching my town go down in flames. Our taxes are at 13.2%. Our mayor is not listening to our council. He's suing our council using our tax dollars, being represented by an assemblywoman, a sitting assemblywoman, as his counsel. The town came together and we collected 250 signatures in support of a letter that was read on the record. And to date, the Attorney General, who has had this in his hands since August 3rd, has not responded. Not to me. Has he responded to you, Councilwoman DeNoble?
No,
Have you heard anything?
nothing.
Councilman Gubitosi? Councilman DeMarco?
No.
Councilman Weber? Chief? Have you heard from the Attorney General at all?
With regard to what?
To a letter that was written and submitted on behalf of 250 residents in the town?
I'm unaware of this.
No one's
I'm
contacted.
unaware of this letter.
Okay, I read it on the record. I'm just asking if you've been reached out to by the Attorney General's office in any way? Mr. Fehrenbach, have you
No.
heard? Larry? Larry? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Have you been contacted or reached out to in any way by the Attorney General since August 3rd?
no, I haven't.
Have you reached out to the Attorney General or spoken with them in any capacity since August 3rd? You're on the record. Yes or no? No? Yes or no?
I answered, no.
Okay. Our sitting senator, Vin Gopal, who's currently running, and I'd like everybody to make note of that he's up for election. He was also sent this information. He's repeatedly avoided and obfuscated and avoided any contact or conversation with anybody about that letter. So if we've reached out to the Attorney General, we've reached out to our sitting senator, and we've reached out now publicly to our council people. What more can we do to stop this criminality? Because it's starting to paint a very, very interesting picture. That we have a sitting assemblywoman representing our mayor who's suing our council with our tax dollars. Our sitting senator shows up in town for a meet and greet at an election event since August 3rd, towards the end of August, and with the mayor for a photo op on a resident's porch, but seemingly ignored 250 residents. And I suggest that the reason that the mayor is sitting here so smugly, week after week after week, dismissive and rudely and arrogantly sitting there, knowing that he can get away with exactly what he's doing. You know why that is? Somebody please ask me the question. Please ask me why I think that is. The reason is he knows he's being protected at the very highest levels. We have a much bigger problem in this town than just a small corrupt mayor. He has connections going back all the way to the Attorney General's office. You know how I know that? Because I've lived here my whole life. And there was a patrolman that worked here in this town for many years, Robert Hughes. He was a detective. And he went on to work for the Attorney General's office in the early 80s. And he is interestingly a relative of our chief. Isn't that correct, Chief? Are you related to the deceased Detective Robert Hughes? Yes or no? You're on the record.
I'm not commenting on anything.
On your relative?
I'm not commenting on anything. If you have something to say, I suggest you make your comments.
I'm making them on the record.
Thank you.
We have a very big problem here. And it extends way beyond our mayor. And I almost didn't come tonight because I was attempted to be threatened and intimidated. Somebody was in my home because I spoke out and I was left a threat and I have proof of it. And I've maintained it as evidence. We have a big problem.
Thank you for your comments. Nancy?